Here we go. Close that. All right. Oh, yeah, that music should have been my Be Right Back music. I don't know why it's so low. Let's see if we can get that balanced correctly. Is that a better level of volume for The Cat Came Back? All right, I'll lower it back down a bit. All right, how is that, Nova? All right. So yeah, that song is let me see. Where is my proper playlist? All right, yeah. That is one of the songs that I've commissioned. There's a playlist of all of my music. That is Wayfaring Kitten, because it is a blend of Poor Wayfaring Stranger and The Cat Came Back. Uh, right, so when we left off, and let's actually go closer to here. I really need to get images for these ships. There is debate. Well, catch up on where we are. In the last session, Drifting Lotus. Well, that depends on which verse we're talking about. In the first verse, we gave the cat, or Mr. Johnson gave the cat to a boy with a note, told him to take it to the river in a boat, tie a rope around his neck that weighed about or tie a rock around his neck that weighed about a pound. But they're dredging up the river where the little boy drowned, and the cat came back. In the second verse, we gave it to Mr. Johnson gave it to a man going up a balloon, told him to take it to the man in the moon. The balloon came down, can't really say, but the cat came back the very next day. In the third verse, we gave Old Man Johnson gave it to a train that was heading out west. Told him, uh, told him to take it to, gave it to a guy on a train heading out west. Told him to take it to the one he loved best. The train hit the track and split the rail. No one survived to tell the sad tale, but the cat came back. In the fourth verse, a friend of Mr. Johnson said that he would shoot the cat, so he loaded his gun with nails and dynamite. Uh, 97 pieces of that man were all that they found, but the cat came back. Uh, and also, the A bomb fell the very next day, the H bomb fell in the very same way. England went, Russia went, then the USA. The entire human race was wiped out that day, but the cat came back. Um, but it is a folk song at this point. It was written in the late 1890s, so people have written their own verses. But Drifting Lotus is in process of look over my shoulder, Nova. Malice is that cat. He was just possessing a corpse. So, Drifting Lotus is going through the 100 mile or the 100 paths journey to heaven. And she is having to go through her basic training under the tutelage of Chandra. It could also be lies. But Chandra is another sidereal who is from the Department of Destiny, Division of Journeys, just like her. And he has so far enrolled her in martial arts education, where she has been learning the Mantis-style martial arts at the Temple of the Immaculate Order. She has learned survival out in the wild north of the Azure Empire. And she is in the process of learning what she needs for sailing amongst the Tila Lodge. Or the Tila Lodges. The ship that she joined on to was a lodge dedicated to, or it belonged to a lodge dedicated to hunting down pirates in the area to keep people safe. The ship was called the Golden Sayaka. And they were hunting down, or the Gilded Sayaka. That's what it is. Gilded. Alright. The Occidental Simhata is the lodge. They hunted down this pirate ship. This was a military trireme. And it took them a lot of effort to bring down this military vessel. But once they were able to gain the upper hand, they rammed into it, throwing the entire crew off balance, rushed on, and butchered a lot of people, and took a bunch of surrenders. The pirate ship we're going to need to name. So if anybody has a name for the pirate ship, just go ahead and throw it out in the chat. Let's see if that has any way of showing up. And let's see if we have that. Oh. Okay. Huh. That should have been that, but that is still 5 successes, so that means all right. Ta-Anzath is getting closer. We are getting closer to the destined battle that Chosu Okabe is supposed to be fighting in. But, for now, Tila, rather, the captain of the ship, who most people just refer to as Tila, outsiders especially call all Tila by the name of their people. Her name, the captain, is I don't know. Scent of Jasmine. Let's go with that. Her name is Scent of Jasmine. Alright. The ship is damaged, but we can still get it back to our lodge. Mercedes, you take some crew and limp it on back. I'm going to take our surrenderers to an island where we can drop them off. Ma'am, if it's all right, one of the guys who surrendered protests. I wish to join the crew. You do? I ran artillery from for the Kerr, but Yeah, so that Tila right there, he points to Drifting Lotus. I feel compelled. Uh, I just, I just have to work for her. I don't know why. Hmm. Well, girl, are you willing to accept him into your retinue? Um, is this something that happens frequently? No, it's not. Chandra laughs. It's just part of the weave of fate. People who surrender to you, specifically to you, will tend to want to hang around you. They will want to help you. So, yes, he is now your man. I can explain it, Captain. Chandra says as he walks up to her and he begins to speak to Scent of Jasmine in a low voice. You're not going to remember us when we leave. I mean, you're going to remember that Chosukabe and two others were here, but we kind of drift in and out of memory. And the Weave of Fate has pretty much threaded those two lines together now. Is this exalted shit? Scent of Jasmine asks. Yes, celestial bureaucracy, actually. Um, we are agents of fate, and she's going to have to travel to be an operative, and so she needed to learn how to sail. Chandra reaches into his satchel and he pulls out a small leather bundle and hands it to the captain. Please forgive our intrusion. Mercedes, the Tila who is assigned to teach Drifting Lotus about being a Tila, selects her crew. And among them is Drifting Lotus. And what we're going to do is we are going to do this as a major project using sail. And it is a Wits sail. And what is the basic project difficulty? Or a major project difficulty? Does it have a basic difficulty? Because this is to see if Drifting Lotus fails miserably. Alright. The character must work several hours a day, blah blah blah. Difficulty set by the storyteller. Alright. Let's call it a difficulty 2. Trying to get 5 successes. Let's take a look at my character sheet. What's 4? I'll give myself 4 intervals. Now, Drifting Lotus is by herself. And certain peril preparation is not going to be able to assist me, I think. Let me open up the Sidereal book. There we go. If you would like to find the rules for Exalted 3rd Edition, you can purchase them at DriveThruRPG, right there. And you can also find the Sidereal book or any of the other splats that you might be looking for. Now this is a sailing. Alright. This is not going to be naval combat. I could do it as naval combat, but no. Alright. Because she has one loyal crew member directly to her, she is going to get 1 bonus die. What? Why aren't my dice showing up? They should be. Okay, I didn't get a roll for the 3rd one. Alright, 1 interval left. I ultimately got 1 threshold success so far. I need 4 more. Alright, so excellencies. What do my excellencies do? They can add dice to attribute plus ability. Alright, so I'm going to spend 3 motes of essence, which will give me a bonus 3 dice, and willpower, which is going to give me an automatic success. So let's see if fate assists me in not sucking. No. It does not. Despite Drifting Lotus's best efforts, she is unable to assist the ship in evading some kind of danger. Let's take a look at what we have for a random event. So 2 of these. Alright, attribute and proximity. Alright, and proximity. This has the potential to be really, really bad. I really wish my dice results were showing up. Alright. So, we end up going 1,000 miles off course. Drifting Lotus not just in the night, accidentally as she was walking by, knocked the keel out of alignment, and so the ship began to sail to let's see, there's 8 directions. Alright, 7 across the 8 directions. Okay. That's towards the call. Alright, let's go ahead and do this. Create new scene. Alright. I want to choose a file to upload. There, grid. No padding. No grid. Okay. Get rid of token vision. So this is the map of Exalted. Or at least the setting of Exalted. We were up here in the Coral Archipelago. This is the Island of Morning with Azure right there. We were thrown off course 1,000 miles, heading towards the call. So there's that. Let's see. Alright. We're actually going to be ending up near Randon. So that's cool. Alright, did I... No, I didn't mute myself. Okay, cool. Good. Log in. Alright. Do I have things set up to, get this map of Randon up? Alright, we are going to, unfortunately, do some tracing. Because I need to create a new map for us. Alright. And I am going to be using the map to generate the very basics of our project. This seems good enough. Actually, let's go ahead and just flatten it to the background. No. I want Randon to be bigger. Alright, what do we need to know about Randon? Alright, it's the gateway to the far west boundaries. Scatting of tributaries. Limited natural resources. Three factors predicate one's social standing in Randani society: class, lineage, and skill. But any one of those is sufficient. Okay, cool. Pechin are Renan's aristocracy, Trenda's warrior artisans with power, prestige, and authority, and Hymen are everyone else. Merchants to beggars. Okay. Now let's flatten this to the background. No, I still think it should be bigger. Onyx, Tolo, Randon. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get it there. Okay. Anyways. We are thrown off course into Randon. And let's go ahead and move us to this map. Or that location on that map. What is Randon's relationship with others? So it takes far too long for us to realize that we are so far off track. But we do end up finding the civilized city of Randon. The one-story buildings that make up the city. Its seawall looking like mother of pearl is really exotic to Drifting Lotus. Uh, it is not an inhospitable place, but Mercedes is pissed off and she is going to abandon us there. So let's do a quick intelligence check. To see if we can get our bearings. 7765, that's 2 successes. Alright. Chosukabe, Drifting Lotus, and what was his name? Did I say his name? I should have said his name. Yazid. Walk through the market stalls. It is a very militaristic town, militaristic city, but they have a lot of treasures. They ask around, trying to figure out where they are. And because they are foreigners, they have no lineage. They are not aristocracy, so they are considered Haimin. So skill is the only avenue open to them to not be found as slaves. Chosukabe at first, well, not necessarily as slaves, but in order for their money to be any good. They are arrested and brought before the authorities, who are kind of gruff in their treatment. an agent of the Queen. One chosen to represent the three greater lodges. Meets with them. So, you think... Well, I don't even know what you think. We were just dropped off here, kicked off the ship that we were serving on, so... Just need to get a few days to, make our plans to head out. I'm sure a ship will be here to take me on soon. How much do you have? Chosukabe rolls his eyes. Is this really how it's going to be? Demands of our finances? Just to get a few days rest and respite? Unless you can provide something of use, the Chancellor says. Tell me, what skills have you? Where do your masteries lie? Perhaps we can put you to work. Yazid says nothing. Chosukabe, I don't see a need to inform you of my greatest skills and talents. I am a dragon blood, and that is all you need to know. I am hunting a demon. Let's leave it at that. And, Drifting Lotus starts. She's a priestess in service of fate. Chosukabe interrupts. Truly, it's not really that we need to wait for a ship to come. We just need her to be able to recover enough to, summon her own ship. She has a ship? Yazid says, curiously. Yes. She's a sorcerer. Or is she a thaumaturge? Both actually. I've been blessed with the ability to perform both magics. Interesting. Alright. I will set the two of you up with a room. And you, girl. We need to do some testing. What do you mean, testing? We need to see what you can do. They haul Drifting Lotus pretty much against her will. To a testing chamber. They want to see if she is a thaumaturge or not. They believe that she could be, but they want to make sure. Show us your ritual. Drifting Lotus looks at them quizzically as she reaches into her bag. What season are we in right now? Here, I don't know your calendar. It's fall now. Okay. It is an orangish, ruddy bag that she pulls forth, just small enough that she can hide it in her hands. She pours out from the bag a collection of bones. And she casts the bones onto the ground in front of her. Alright. So this is a difficulty 3. What's the cult roll? And let's see. Alright, let's see. Oh. This tells me that, the best chance of success that I have, or the best chance of success that is in for those gathered here, so I guess of proving my value, is to just head out now. She points to how the index fingers are lined up. I'm supposed to be going alone. And leaving the island. That sounds like a terrible plan, girl. I mean, it's what I've got. I can't... I can only tell you what the bones say. There is no way to verify the results, but they don't like it. It is determined that Drifting Lotus is not a thaumaturge. It is just a lie that she claimed to be true. Besides, leaving the island on your own, that would only end up in you getting captured. So, they take her resources from her. She has no money while she's on the island. She is a liar in their eyes. Really, so are her two companions as well. So they are put under watch. Chosukabe and his servant are tasked with training and training with the military of Rand. And it is while Drifting Lotus is assisting with her thaumaturgy that she must be in constant meditation, so she is kept away from them. Let's see. Let's see. Drifting Lotus works heavily on the docks. She is there helping to load and unload ships that come in. One ship, a ghastly ship itself, floats in and crashes into the seawall. The wooden bow of the ship splinters and cracks. Drifting Lotus, getting the best glimpse, sees the blood-stained deck of the ship. She is one of the first ones on the ship. Walking the deck, she finds its crew slaughtered. It seems like an army itself descended, not just a unit of soldiers, not just a battle like the Raiders that not like the Tila that took on the pirates, but a blend of weaponry, multiple warriors of different types. There's spearmen, or there's men that were injured through spears, men who were injured by axes, men who were cut down by sword. This ship has seen great battle. Kui, or Kulu, that's how it is. Kulu. He sends a priest down to greet the ship. This is a bad sign, the priest says, his voice rasping. If there is an enemy so powerful to slaughter this entire crew, Rondani must prepare. Any ideas as to what it could have been? Silence, girl, the priest says, casting a scolding look towards her. Such defeat. He turns to the other dock workers. Burn the ship. Destroy all of it. Cargo and all. So many of the laborers begin to do just that. They push and heave and shove the ship out to sea. Drifting Lotus still on board. She notices that none of the people other than the priest who had gotten onto the boat had managed to get off. Smaller boats row up to the side of this ship, and they begin to splash alcohol onto the sides of the ship, tossing them over the deck, and laborers begin to bathe themselves, the corpses, the masts, the sails, everything in the alcohol. I want to do a real quick. Alright, that's 5 successes. 10, 10, 9, 5, 4. While this commotion is going on, Drifting Lotus can tell what's going to happen here. Everyone but the priest who is on this ship, they're all Heinen anyways. They carry the taint of the ship with them. They are doomed. Then she hears a voice. cry. And Drifting Lotus rushes down the stairs into the hole, where she finds a woman chained. The chains stretch out to dismembered bodies. This was a slaver vessel. She is terrified, the sole survivor. Shh. Calm down, calm down. Let me get you out of these chains. Drifting Lotus says, looking for a means of doing so. She rushes up to the ship, trying to find the captain's quarters, where she will search for the key. This is a difficulty 4. It's not going to be an easy one. There's a ticking time clock, remind you. As she searches around, she weaves her own fate instinctually into it, giving herself the greatest benefit that she can. The dice come up a 10, 9, 9, 8, 8, 4, 4, 3, 1. Difficulty 4, she got 6 successes. Within the captain's quarters, she is searching through the desk. Maps, a bunch of other useless crap. Then she sees the body of the captain. She moves over and finds in one of his pockets the key. And she rushes downstairs. They're going to be lighting the ship on fire. We have to move swiftly. What? Did you see what happened here? Yes? Alright, good. I'm going to get you off the ship. Come on. Her anima is glowing as the two reach the surface of the ship. And she begins to call Dorese Maru. What is the difficulty on this spell again? Floral Fairy. Alright, I need 20 silver motes. So, conditions? No. The modifiers. Now we're casting Floral Fairy. Alright, I am trying to draw in Sorcerer's Motes of power so that I may cast this spell. And so I'm going to need to pull up the rules for... Alright. I need to get 20 successes. Let's do this. Is there a difficulty? Alright. So let's say that in this time they have managed to prepare the ship and they're getting ready to light it. It's going to take a minute before the flames are too great for us to get out safely. That's going to be 20 rounds. After 10 rounds, it is going to get harder as the smoke starts to build up. So. Over the course of 3 seconds, where she pours out a glass of wine from the captain's store, energy starts to flow around her. She then pours a glass for herself. Let's see, that was 0 successes, so... Does failing... Alright, so no, there's no penalty to it. So round 3, after she's poured 2 glasses of wine, she begins to break bread, handing out one half of the loaf towards the side of the cup of wine, one on the other. She continues to pull energies around, It is going. It's not terribly difficult for her to pull in the sorceress energies. She is good at what she does. At least right now, it seems. "12 seconds in, and she has a small little snack prepared. She calls out to the ghosts of the dead on the ship, calling for the captain to join her. And the wisp of his spirit appears and walks out of his room and joins her at the side of the table. He takes a long drink of the wine, his eyes never leaving her. She, too, takes a drink. He then lifts up the bread, puts a slab of meat on it, and consumes it. As she shares this snack, this meal with him, she feels the snap of power, and Dorese Maru is beside this dying ship. The dock workers on board, who were making sure that this boat burns completely, look in shock as this vessel appears. Drifting Lotus and the girl run and jump from the deck of the slaver vessel and land on her ferry. "Oh, you brought me a slave," Dorese Maru says with a chuckle. "Good. I have been needing more slaves in my hole." His own chains lift up and wrap around her legs and begin to pull her into the bedroom. We actually have Dorese Maru, the ship, right here. It's alright, he won't actually hurt you, he's just keeping you confined. And Drifting Lotus climbs up to her seat right here and grabs the 2 oars and begins to row the floral ferry towards the docks. She steps off her ship. "I'm not going anywhere else real soon right now, so let my prize out and return." The ship seems to creak and groan as the slave girl runs out, jumping onto the docks. Andrese Maru shrinks back down to the leaf that he was summoned from. Drifting Lotus catches it and puts it into her bag. People at the docks are already starting to get furious with her, shouting at her. She brought the cursed remains of that vessel on into their docks. The priest of Kulu returns quickly. You should be dead. There is no use for anything that was on that ship. Not even you? I'm the one who called for its destruction. There is no place for mercy. Only victory, says. Lord Kulu the Thunderer demands only victory. Lord Kulu is... She thinks for a moment. Let's make a lore test. Ten, 10, 8, 8, 7, 5, 4, 1, difficulty 5, that's 7 successes. Kulu the Thunderer, a war god of victory. Yes. But why would you know who he is? You're a human. No, I'm a foreigner. But that doesn't mean I don't know the gods. I will speak with him. You will speak with Kulu? Why would he wish to speak with you? Because he and I work for the same bureaucracy. Take me to him. And she is going to try to intimidate him. Her anima is flaring. The patterns of fate can easily be seen on her. Actually, let's take a look. What does the anima at this point look? Yeah, she is burnt a lot of essence. It's burnt. Her aura is burning. So a halo wreaths around her head, subsuming her case mark now. But her anima limits her body. The golden yellow of Mercury. She is a god in and of her own right. And she is demanding to speak with Kulu. For a moment, he seems like he's going to break and let her through. But no. She's just Heinen. She might be a god, but she's... No, what is he saying? She's a god. If the Imperial cult had backing here, they would be declaring her anathema. Or anathema, however it's pronounced. She grabs the girl's wrist. The slave girl. Please come along. If you're not going to guide me to the Temple of Kulu, I shall find it myself. I'm sure fate will lead me there. And... yeah, this is where I'm going to end for the night. Alright, who have we got? Alright, they've got nothing going on right now. None of them are on. Alright. So I'm going to move... I'm going to right into Miss Abaddonna's channel. And I'll write up my session review, and on Friday we will be playing episode 9. Bye!